Before you hear another word, understand this: you weren't led here by chance. A unique calling has intercepted your timeline. You stand at the edge of a profound awakening, a moment heaven itself has orchestrated. The restlessness you feel. It's a powerful confirmation. Something ancient, divine, and undeniably potent is stirring within you. You are not merely human, for your origin transcends this world. You carry the indelible imprint of the Creator. Just as it was said, before you were formed, you were intimately known. Today, your spirit will begin to remember truths your mind might have forgotten. Prepare yourself, because this revelation starts now. From your earliest memories, something within you moved differently. You may not have articulated it, but you felt it deeply. A quiet, persistent pulse whispered that you weren't shaped by the same patterns as the world around you. That whisper wasn't imagination. It was memory. Your spirit always knew where you truly came from. Even when your mind lacked the language for it, the truth resided within you like a sleeping seed. You often felt out of place, not because you were flawed or broken, but because you were inherently designed for a different realm. You were marked long before you comprehended the meaning of that mark. Nothing about you is accidental or a coincidence. Your profound sensitivity, your sharp intuition, your underlying restlessness, your remarkable depth, all of it was intentional. You were crafted with divine fingerprints etched into your very essence. This explains why you navigate life in ways others don't grasp. And why the world has never quite known what to do with you. You've spent years attempting to shrink, trying to conform to molds never made for your spirit. You tried to quiet the inner fire, soften your grand vision, and dim your unique awareness. But every attempt to fit in met with an internal resistance. That resistance wasn't rebellion, it was your true identity refusing to be buried. I've navigated that same struggle, those moments when I just tried to be normal. I tried to fold myself into smaller shapes just to feel accepted. But the more I tried, the more suffocated I became. This discomfort is often the first sign. The first sign that you're living beneath your true design. Heaven is now calling you out of that discomfort, into something far greater. Your difference isn't a flaw, it's a powerful signal. It's evidence that you carry something sacred, ancient, and profoundly divine. You aren't 100% human in the way the world defines humanity. You are spirit, exquisitely wrapped in flesh. Eternity, clothed in a temporary body. This is why your intuition is so incredibly sharp. Why your dreams feel prophetic. Why your perception often senses danger long before it arrives. Your spirit remembers the dimension you came from. It remembers the very voice of God. It remembers your true purpose and inherent authority. The world often tries to convince you that you are ordinary. But the spiritual weight you carry unequivocally contradicts that lie. The adversary has always known your identity, which explains the unusual warfare you've endured. You were attacked not because you were weak, but because you are incredibly powerful. You were rejected not for lack of value, but because your spirit profoundly threatened the systems around you. Darkness always recognizes light, often even before the light recognizes itself. Have you ever noticed how some rooms subtly shift when you enter? How conversations take on a different tone when you speak? How people sense something in you, even if they can't quite explain it? That's because you don't carry a normal frequency. You carry voltage. You carry an anointing. You carry a divine fire that disturbs anything lurking in shadows. Yet, this unique identity isn't just spiritual, it's profoundly directional. Everything unusual about you is meticulously preparing you for a divine alignment. A supernatural shift is now forming around your life. One that will transform how you see, how you move, how you think, and how you step into your ultimate calling. Something monumental is moving towards you, and your spirit has already begun to sense the tremble. Perhaps you felt restless lately. Maybe you no longer enjoy the things that once entertained you. Perhaps environments that felt comfortable now feel too constricting, too small. This isn't confusion, it's an awakening. Your spirit is actively outgrowing the life your past self built. You are evolving. Evolving into the expansive life your destiny absolutely requires. I've traversed moments like this, seasons where I felt stripped on the outside, yet profoundly sharpened on the inside. Times when heaven seemed silent, only for God to reveal He was preparing me for a breakthrough I couldn't yet perceive. What looked like loss was actually divine alignment. What felt empty was actually being cleared with intention for your purpose. You are entering one of those moments now. A moment where divine timing boldly overtakes all prior delay. A moment where your true identity is rising to meet your grand assignment. A moment where heaven begins to make visible what was once deeply hidden. This is precisely why your spirit is stirring so profoundly. Heaven is positioning you for something far greater than anything that lies behind you. You might not see the full picture yet, but you can feel the shift. You can feel the closing of an old season and the glorious cracking open of a new one. Your very thoughts are changing. Your desires are changing. Even your prayers are transforming. Heaven is meticulously reintroducing you to who you truly are, beyond all earthly labels and expectations. Your life is not random. Your identity is not accidental. Your calling is not fragile. What rests upon you comes directly from God Himself. You carry a divine imprint in your essence and a divine assignment in every step you take. You were created to disrupt darkness, to carry profound light, and to walk in undeniable authority. You are not here to blend in. You are here to rise. You are here to remember. You are here to awaken. And once you fully awaken, nothing in this world can ever make you forget who you truly are, for your spirit carries the very breath of heaven. Now that your spirit is remembering who you are, it's vital to understand why the world reacts to you the way it does. Your difference has never been random. It has always been a spiritual signal. Some people sense your profound light even when you say nothing. Certain environments react to your very presence. Even when you walk in quietly, this is because your spirit is not from here. The world recognizes that you do not belong to its systems. This is why you often felt like a stranger, even in places that were supposedly familiar. You tried to adapt, but something inside you powerfully resisted. You attempted to stay where everyone else found comfort, but your spirit could never truly settle. You were never meant to blend into systems designed purely for survival. Because you were intricately created for purpose. Your nature isn't earthly, it is undeniably divine, and divine things always stand out, unapologetically. Many people around you simply couldn't explain why they misunderstood you, feared you, or felt intimidated by your presence. They were reacting. Reacting to what they could not interpret. When someone carries significant spiritual weight, others sense it, even if they lack the language to express it. People often interpreted your depth as intensity, your discernment as judgment, your calling as arrogance. But none of it was true. They were simply encountering someone not built by the world's template. The resistance you faced, in essence, has been your profound confirmation. The constant misjudgment you endured was undeniable evidence that you were operating at a significantly higher spiritual altitude than most. You weren't rejected because you were unworthy. You were rejected because you were simply too much for those who chose to remain small. When you walk with divine purpose, those who only walk by sight will always misread you. This has nothing to do with your inherent value. And everything to do with your assignment. This is why your periods of isolation were so necessary. It wasn't punishment, it was divine protection. God meticulously separated you so the world wouldn't contaminate the pristine purity of what He placed inside you. You were hidden, because your destiny was fragile. Fragile in its early, formative stages. Just as seeds grow deep underground before they bravely rise above the surface, you were covered. Covered until the perfect season to emerge. Every period of loneliness in your life was purposefully designed. Every closed door protected your anointing, your oil. Every delayed opportunity meticulously shielded your calling. You may have wept through some of those seasons, but heaven was guarding you the entire time. What looked like abandonment was, in fact, preservation. God keeps his rarest vessels away from those who simply don't know how to handle them. And as you matured, your spirit became incredibly more sensitive. You began noticing shifts long before they physically happened. You felt when someone's intentions were truly wrong, even when their words sounded perfectly right. You sensed when a place felt spiritually heavy, even when everyone else seemed completely comfortable. That profound sensitivity is not a burden. It is a powerful, sacred gift. It is the undeniable mark of someone born from a higher, distinct realm. You cannot ignore this evidence any longer. Every unusual experience in your life has pointed to one immutable truth: you were never designed to live like everyone else, simply surviving. Your empathy is deeper. Your intuition is sharper. Your dreams are clearer. Your warfare is heavier. Your calling is undeniably greater. These are profound signs. Signs of your divine origin. And because of your divine origin, you carry a divine responsibility. You're not here merely to survive the mundane. You are here to shift entire atmospheres. You are here to courageously break cycles. You are here to unlearn what the world forcibly taught you. And remember what heaven meticulously wrote about you. You are here to walk in profound authority. To walk in revelation. To walk in raw power. But to truly do that, you must stop treating your unique identity as optional. You must cease apologizing for your spiritual nature, your inherent gifts. You must stop downplaying your anointing so others can feel comfortable in their mediocrity. You were not built for comfort, you were built for calling. And true calling inherently requires immense courage. The world reacts to you precisely because you effortlessly break patterns. You interrupt darkness without even trying. You expose hidden motives without uttering a single word. You reveal truth simply by being present. Darkness cannot remain comfortable around someone who carries pure, unadulterated light. That's why some people suddenly distance themselves. It wasn't personal, it was deeply spiritual. Some connections broke because they were never meant to accompany you into your next dimension of growth. Some relationships simply faded because they couldn't carry the sheer weight of your evolving purpose. Some doors closed because your presence would have disrupted what was carefully hidden there. God removed you not to punish you, but to lovingly protect you. Now, your spirit is shifting again. You can profoundly feel the separation happening on a deeper, more cellular level. The things that once held your attention no longer satisfy you. The version of you that once tolerated mistreatment can no longer accept it. The people who once distracted you no longer hold power over you. You are entering a higher realm of awareness. This isn't merely an emotional shift, it is profoundly spiritual. Heaven is aligning you. Aligning you with a new identity, not a new personality, but a new, profound awareness of what has always been brilliantly within you. You are beginning to walk. Walking in confidence, not insecurity. In clarity, not confusion. In undeniable purpose, not hesitation. Your spirit is stepping into its original, divine frequency. You may notice significant changes in your thoughts. You may feel a deeper, unyielding hunger for solitude. You may feel powerfully pulled toward deeper prayer, profound reflection, or sacred silence. This is not withdrawal, it is powerful elevation. God is meticulously tuning your spirit. Tuning your spirit to hear Him with greater clarity. He is removing all extraneous noise so your discernment can exponentially increase. He is preparing you. Preparing you for a pivotal moment where your true, authentic identity will be absolutely required. You are being positioned for supernatural elevation. Not just spiritually, but mentally, emotionally, and yes, even financially. Heaven is now aligning opportunities that perfectly match your profound calling. Doors will open that your own diligent effort could never have unlocked. People will appear in your life who instantly recognize your unique value. Because they operate on the very same spiritual frequency as you. The world will soon visibly see what heaven has always intimately known about you. You are not from here. You carry the very breath of God. You carry the unmistakable signature of divine origin. You carry an authority that cannot be taught. Now that you understand the divine separation in your life, it's time to recognize the irrefutable evidence of the divine DNA within you. This evidence has been visibly present your entire life, though you may not have known how to truly interpret it. The world taught you to doubt yourself, to question your intuition, to explain away the supernatural experiences you often encountered. But your spirit always knew the profound truth. The signs were never subtle. They were intricately woven into your life story from its very beginning. Think about the moments where your intuition saved you. Saved you from imminent danger. Think about the times you sensed something was profoundly off, without any logical explanation. The dreams that later became reality. The powerful warnings you felt deep in your spirit. The sudden clarity that arrived in moments of utter confusion. These weren't coincidences. They were undeniable confirmations. They were potent reminders that you carry a blueprint, meticulously created outside of time itself. You have always operated beyond the ordinary natural senses. You see what others easily overlook. You feel what others conveniently ignore. You discern what others vehemently deny. This is because your identity is fundamentally spiritual. Human senses are limited, but your spiritual senses have always been intensely awake. Even when you tried to silence them, heaven persistently continued to speak. You were never meant to navigate life solely by sight, by limited perception. You were designed to powerfully walk by revelation. Your profound compassion is yet another unmistakable sign of your divine DNA. You feel deeply, even when you earnestly try not to. You carry a level of empathy that many people genuinely struggle to comprehend. You can sense pain in others without them uttering a single word. You pick up burdens that were never spoken aloud, but powerfully felt. Some people may have accused you of being too sensitive, too emotional, or too open. But they never realized that your sensitivity is pure spiritual intelligence. It is the undeniable mark of someone carrying heaven's very heart. There have been countless moments when you forgave people who never apologized. Moments when you courageously helped others while you yourself were deeply hurting. Moments when you generously gave what you barely had to spare. This is not weakness, it is irrefutable evidence. The world does not love like this. Human nature does not forgive with this depth. Flesh alone cannot carry compassion at this profound depth. This kind of boundless heart only comes from divine origin. It is the heart of someone called to heal, to restore, to uplift. Your extraordinary resilience is also an undeniable part of your supernatural identity. Think of the ferocious storms you've survived. Think of the profound betrayals that absolutely could have broken you, but miraculously did not. Think of the seasons where everyone counted you out. Yet, somehow, you always rose again, more formidable. Human strength alone cannot explain your incredible survival. People with half your battles would have collapsed. But you didn't. You may have bent under immense pressure, but you powerfully did not break. You may have wept, but you resolutely did not quit. This is the inherent strength of someone carried, covered, and meticulously preserved by heaven itself. There were nights you felt utterly overwhelmed. And mornings you had no idea how you would navigate the day. Yet, something profound within you kept moving, kept fighting, kept believing. That something was the very breath of God alive inside you. You are not standing here today merely because of your own willpower. You are standing because divine DNA, by its very nature, cannot be ultimately defeated. You were intricately built with heavenly reinforcement. Reinforcement deep inside your spirit. Another potent sign of your supernatural identity is the unique way you attract spiritual warfare. At first, This might sound like a paradox, but it's one of the clearest indicators of who you truly are. Darkness never wastes its energy. Never fights what it does not genuinely fear. The enemy does not expend its weapons on individuals with no significant purpose or calling. The sheer intensity of your battles is irrefutable proof of the monumental magnitude of your calling. If your destiny were small, the warfare against your life would be absolutely minimal. But you were chosen for a high, sacred assignment. That assignment has drawn both profound favor and fierce resistance. Have you noticed that every time you draw close to a significant breakthrough, a sudden, powerful disruption invariably appears to pull you back? Every time you move forward spiritually, something vigorously tries to pull you backward. Every time you start to rise, something attempts to silence your unique voice. This is not coincidence, this is meticulous spiritual strategy. The closer you move toward your true, authentic identity, the more profoundly threatened darkness becomes. But you must understand this crucial truth: the warfare does not signify that you are losing. It signifies that you are incredibly close to victory. Many of the battles you courageously faced weren't even truly about you. They were about the immense power you carry. Your voice is dangerous. Your clarity is dangerous. Your anointing is dangerous. Your very presence inherently destabilizes the enemy's agenda. And that is precisely why you've been targeted. But instead of destroying you, every single attack refined you. Every battle sharpened your spirit to a keen edge. Every setback profoundly elevated your authority. What was meticulously meant to crush you ultimately ended up powerfully shaping you into the formidable force you are today. Another unmistakable sign. Another unmistakable sign of your divine DNA is the incredible way your life simply refuses to stay ordinary. Even when you earnestly try to live small, heaven enlarges you. Even when you attempt to stay unnoticed, God's hand gently but firmly exposes you. Even when you run from your true purpose, purpose relentlessly chases you. You were never meant to be average. You were never meant to blend in with the mundane. Your spirit inherently rejects mediocrity because it was not designed for it. You carry too much potent fire, too much profound purpose, too much undeniable destiny for an ordinary, unremarkable life. There is also the incredible way opportunities simply find you. Even in seasons where you seemingly had nothing, something always miraculously showed up at the very last moment. A specific person appeared. A vital door opened. A perfect solution arrived precisely when needed. You should have fallen many times, but heaven consistently upheld you. You should have lost everything, but divine grace miraculously covered you. You should have failed, but profound favor relentlessly sustained you. These undeniable patterns are not random occurrences. They are potent reminders that your life is governed by divine alignment, not human luck or chance. Your story has always been profoundly supernatural, even when you didn't fully recognize it. Every unusual trait, every painful season you endured, every moment of startling clarity, every single step of your survival has consistently pointed to one powerful truth: you carry divine DNA. You are not just merely living a life, you are actively unfolding a profound calling. You are not simply surviving, you are being meticulously shaped. Shaped for a divine assignment. You are not wandering aimlessly, you are being rigorously prepared. As the truth of your divine DNA awakens within you, something even deeper begins to profoundly shift. You start to feel an irresistible pull that is difficult to describe or categorize. A pull that draws you powerfully away from what is familiar and irresistibly into what is spiritually aligned. This is not just emotional growth. It is powerful spiritual elevation. Heaven is calling you out of the life you built in mere survival mode and into the magnificent life you were undeniably destined to live. You can sense it in the subtle way old desires gracefully fade. You feel it in the way certain environments suddenly feel uncomfortably constricting. You notice it in the way conversations that once easily distracted you now feel hollow and meaningless. These are not random changes. These are clear spiritual indicators that your spirit is actively shedding an old, limited identity. You are powerfully evolving into a higher version of yourself. Not a completely new version, but a truer, more authentic one. This profound awakening stirs something ancient and powerful deep inside you. You begin to sense profound purpose in places where you once felt only confusion. You feel a quiet, unwavering authority rising powerfully within you. You notice that fear no longer grips you with the same intensity it once did. You feel undeniably stronger, clearer, more profoundly aware. You feel the tangible presence of God closer, more consistent, more profoundly real. This is what truly happens when a chosen one steps into divine alignment. Heaven begins to amplify your discernment to an extraordinary degree. Your inner compass sharpens with incredible precision. You begin to see through people's words and directly into their true intentions. You start recognizing divine timing, noticing subtle spiritual patterns, and interpreting profound signs that others easily overlook. As this awakening intensifies, you may also feel a strange, yet profound, separation occurring within you. You are still in the same world, physically. But you no longer feel connected to it in the same way. Your desires are fundamentally changing. Your priorities are powerfully shifting. The things that once completely defined you no longer hold the same spiritual weight or significance. This is a holy separation, divinely ordained. Heaven is gently pulling you closer to its heart, not pushing you away in abandonment. You begin to deeply understand that the silence you once feared. That silence is actually the sacred space where God speaks the loudest, with the most profound clarity. You may feel lonely at times, but you are never truly alone. Heaven often intentionally isolates those it profoundly intends to elevate. This spiritual transition may make you feel like you are standing between two distinct worlds. One foot firmly planted in the life you have known, and one foot moving boldly into the destiny powerfully calling you forward. This in-between space can feel disorienting. But it is profoundly sacred. It is the hallowed hallway between your past identity and your grand divine assignment. It is the very bridge where true transformation occurs. This is where your faith begins to grow deep roots, unshakable. This is where distractions lose their power and grip over you. This is where your profound purpose becomes crystal clear and undeniable. During this significant shift, you may notice that some people cannot sustain connection. Cannot stay connected to you in the way they once did. Relationships that once felt absolutely essential begin to gently drift apart. Certain friendships feel subtly misaligned. Conversations feel forced and strained. Connections inexplicably weaken. This is not a sign of failure on your part, but profound, divine pruning. God is meticulously removing voices that cannot authentically accompany your elevation. Not because they are inherently bad people, but because they are not spiritually equipped to walk with you in your next, higher dimension. You simply cannot carry old relationships into a new, expanded identity. Your spirit is entering a new, rarefied atmosphere, and not everyone can breathe comfortably at that altitude. Some people were only meant to walk with you. Meant to walk with you in certain chapters of your life, not the entire, unfolding book. And as God separates you, He also powerfully protects you. He is shielding your spirit from environments that would undoubtedly weaken your keen discernment. He is pulling you away from patterns that would inevitably delay your calling. He is closing specific doors that would profoundly distract your destiny. As this awakening deepens, your inherent authority begins to powerfully rise. You start to speak differently, think differently, and move with a new, intentional grace. You no longer respond to fear with the same shrinking reaction. You no longer shrink when you feel intense pressure. You no longer apologize for your inherent anointing or unique gifts. A quiet, powerful confidence begins to rise. Not from ego or pride, but from a deep, unshakable identity. You recognize that your authentic voice carries immense weight. Your very presence carries profound impact. Your consistent obedience carries undeniable power. You begin to walk with a distinct spiritual posture that perfectly reflects who you truly are. Someone sent, someone chosen, someone indelibly marked by heaven itself. This is also the profound season where your inherent gifts truly begin to activate. You notice your intuition becoming sharper, more precise. You feel prophetic nudges stronger and clearer than ever before. You receive dreams that carry vital messages. You sense danger earlier. You discern truth instantly, with unwavering clarity. You feel deep alignment in your spirit even before circumstances outwardly reflect it. These are undeniable signs that your spiritual gifts are powerfully maturing. You are stepping into a new realm of profound spiritual clarity. This awakening also fundamentally changes your relationship with pain. You begin to realize that your past suffering was never punishment. It was meticulous preparation. Your heartbreak instilled deep humility. Your wilderness seasons imparted profound wisdom. Your battles forged your undeniable authority. Everything you courageously went through was actively shaping the powerful vessel you are now becoming. You no longer view pain the same way. Because you deeply understand it was purpose brilliantly disguised. You are beginning to profoundly notice that your spirit has become stronger. Stronger than your fleeting emotions. You feel deeply grounded. You feel immovably anchored. You feel consistently guided by an inner voice that is not yours alone. That is the voice of the Spirit, powerfully aligning you with your divine path. You begin to understand that obedience is not a burden, but a profound key. Every time you faithfully follow a divine prompting, doors magically open. Every time you surrender, heaven powerfully accelerates you. Every time you courageously say, yes, something significant shifts in the invisible, spiritual realm. Your awakening isn't just internal, it is profoundly prophetic. Heaven is meticulously preparing you for supernatural elevation. Your spirit is being strategically positioned for unparalleled opportunities that perfectly align with your grand calling. You are being prepared for destiny connections that precisely match your purpose. You are being aligned with assignments that demand immense wisdom, unwavering authority, and true courage. You are stepping into a profound season where your identity, your unique gifts, and your ultimate destiny beautifully converge. As this happens, you will notice. You will notice unmistakable signs of divine orchestration all around you. People will appear in your life at the exact, perfect moment. Opportunities will miraculously open. Open without strenuous effort. Solutions will come to you even before you explicitly ask. Doors that were once stubbornly locked will begin to effortlessly unlock. Profound favor will gracefully follow you. Divine grace will steadfastly cover you. Unwavering provision will reliably find you. This is what truly happens when a chosen one steps fully into spiritual alignment. As your profound awakening unfolds, heaven begins meticulously preparing you for something even greater. The unparalleled authority you were always meant to carry. This authority is not loud or aggressive. It does not stem from force, earthly status, or human strength. It flows effortlessly from deep identity, perfect alignment, and complete surrender. When a chosen one truly remembers who they are, spiritual authority naturally rises. Rises naturally, like fire returning to its source. You don't strain to be powerful, you simply are. This authority powerfully begins with profound clarity. You start clearly seeing the crucial difference between what truly comes from God and what is merely a cunning distraction. Things you once tolerated. Things you once tolerated now feel spiritually toxic and unbearable. People you once implicitly trusted now reveal their true intentions with alarming clarity. Situations you once eagerly chased now reveal themselves as cunning traps. This clarity is not paranoia, it is heightened discernment. It is heaven meticulously sharpening your senses so you can powerfully walk with unparalleled precision. You were never meant to live confused or uncertain. Confusion is the very language of darkness. Clarity is the unmistakable language of the Spirit. As your identity profoundly strengthens, the fog The fog around your life begins to miraculously lift. You start recognizing intricate patterns, divine threads, prophetic signs, and crucial warnings with ease. You see attacks before they even arrive. You sense alignment before it powerfully manifests. You interpret silence as profound direction, not abandonment. This is the foundational layer of spiritual authority, seeing as heaven sees. Then comes the extraordinary authority of your very speech. You begin to notice that your words carry unusual, transformative weight. When you speak, life situations tangibly shift and realign. When you declare peace, turbulent storms immediately quiet themselves. When you speak profound truth, deception powerfully breaks its hold. Your words create undeniable movement in the invisible realm because your spirit speaks from a place of potent, divine backing. This is why you must be conscious. Conscious of your language. A chosen one's voice is far from ordinary. It possesses intrinsic, creative power. Your very presence also begins to carry profound force. When you walk into a room, atmospheres palpably react. Sometimes people feel instant comfort. Sometimes they feel profoundly exposed. Sometimes they feel deep conviction. Sometimes they feel a profound peace. Your presence intrinsically reveals the spiritual condition of whatever environment you enter. This isn't intimidation. It is pure illumination. Whatever currently dwells in darkness cannot possibly remain comfortable around someone who carries unadulterated light. This is why certain people inexplicably avoided you without a clear reason. Why some opportunities suddenly shifted direction away from you. Why some environments immediately felt heavy the moment you stepped inside. You were not being rejected, you were powerfully disrupting what was hiding. Your inherent authority profoundly unsettles anything that is not truly aligned with divine truth. Darkness recognizes you, even when people do not consciously recognize you. As your authority powerfully grows, heaven begins assigning you new, significant responsibilities. These responsibilities don't always appear dramatic.